Welcome back, Heal Inside and Out listeners. Dina and I just got back from some fun weekend getaways. So we thought we would chat about the healing power of getting away and having some downtime and finding time to play and rest and all of that. So Dina, I'm going to first ask you how it went on your little weekend getaway.
Thank you. Actually, what I did was I had a somewhat of a work event that I wanted to go to on Saturday. It was from 11 to 1:30. I was actually supporting another woman that I know who started a podcast herself 4 years ago called The Motherhood Village. And she was taking it on the road, which is something very interesting.
Fun.
And it was live. And she created this whole event. And I really wanted to go and support her. And, I've known her for a few years now. And I said, "Ooh, it's in Orlando." And that's 3 hours from where I live in Southern Florida. And when the kids were young, we never really went to Animal Kingdom, and they didn't like Epcot. And I said to myself, let's go. So I talked to my husband and I said, we both really haven't done anything since we've been living here. He's been working full time. I'm running the business. And I said, we really need to get away and reset, relax. And we decided to do it.
I love that you did. And what you just made me think of, Dina, is I remember you also saying when you moved to Florida, you had to get out of that mindset of we're not on vacation. We live here now.
Right. Yeah. Yes, because really family and friends just want to come down here and visit us. And we're like, wait a minute, we're not on vacation. We live here. And it really was something that I really had to practice. And I really had to decide. I brought my work bag. I brought my laptop. My laptop stayed in the hotel safe. I didn't take it out. I did have my phone with me and I checked one or two things. But the time that I was there, I truly unplugged and stayed off my phone. I checked in with my VA. Yeah. And I was actually very proud of myself. And it was nice because when you relax like that, you truly enjoy your surroundings. And I just thought of something that I normally take a lot of pictures on my phone. And it just dawned on me as I started to speak that both my daughters always say to me, "Stay off the phone. Stop taking pictures and enjoy what you're looking at." And I did that. I truly did. I took a few pictures here and there just for memories. But let's think about this for a second. How much, back in the day, because I'm going to date myself, we had photos and we put them in albums. And today everything's on our phone. It's on the cloud. It's on this. It's on that. What do we do with those photos? Yes. Memories come up with our phones now and all of that kind of stuff. Yes, I make folders in Google Photos. And so I do have my memories. But the point of all this is really about taking the time for yourself and healing and playing and having fun. Okay, really, truly having fun. I was like that little kid in Disney. I went to Epcot and Animal Kingdom because I didn't go the last time, which was 20 years ago. And I just truly enjoyed, just totally, truly enjoyed. No distractions, it was just fun. And when we are relaxed like that, and if we're working on a project or if we have a deadline for something, whatever it is, work related, our creativity shows up stronger and brighter when we are relaxed like that.
Definitely.
So all the trauma and all the things we've gone through, we really get to unplug set them aside, and just enjoy and be present in the moment. So Maggie, what was your getaway weekend like? I'm dying to hear it.
And I love that you talked about it was initially for you a work thing.
Yes.
And you turned it into, let's add on to that and make it a fun adventure for Bobby and I, right? I love that you did that. And when I think about my past weekend, was so fun. And it was, my husband and I got away for our 21st anniversary.
Nice. Happy anniversary.
Thank you. Well, and for us, unfortunately, we have this pattern that we are breaking of vacationing when we have a reason to vacation, or when we finally plan a vacation, because he and I, both owning our own businesses, we've just always for years have claimed the B word, the busy. And rightfully so. We were very, very busy people. We still are. But if you don't make it happen, you end up regretting it later, right?
Yes.
So and what's funny is, for us, it was harder to commit to time in the future, meaning let's go away in a few months, or let's go away next year at this time. It's like, oh, what's going to be going on then? And can we? And neither one of us was to step back and plan it. So it just never got on the calendar. So that was sort of our history and the pattern we're trying to break. And so when we were going to go away for our anniversary, we still waited a little too long to plan, because we were going to go somewhere special, get a hotel somewhere out of town, and we sat on it too long. So we ended up, and it ended up being best decision. We ended up just reaching out to our middle son has a place an hour and a half away.
Right.
And
that's cool.
Yeah, it was perfect. They were going to be up there sometime during the weekend. We went up Thursday, opened the place up, relaxed, sat, and just enjoyed. And I too brought my computer, but I only opened it up that first morning to post this podcast. Then I closed it back, our last podcast that dropped. And then I closed it up and I put it away, and I did not open it the rest of the time. And it felt so good. It felt so good. And I don't remember who said it, but it rings true. Even back in corporate America, I remember hearing this: to disconnect from your devices and all the things in order to reconnect with yourself, and, or in this case, with my spouse, right? It was like disconnecting was like really super helpful in order to reconnect with him. And I, like you, I took pictures of different things, but I used to always be envious of these people that would have these great captures of all of these photos on Instagram or Facebook of their whole vacation and all the fun things they were doing. And I used to stress myself out and try to do that. And I didn't do a post. I didn't want to do a post. It wasn't about me sharing with social media what I was doing. It was about me enjoying and being present in what I was doing. And that felt good to me. It felt really good to me.
Yes. It's funny because as you're talking and you're saying that you and your spouse had to truly unplug, my spouse has no problem unplugging. He has a work phone. He has his personal phone and he has his work phone.
Yeah.
His work phone was off and not even on him. He has no problems doing that.
That's awesome.
He does not own his own business. He does work for someone. He works for a company, and he's director of operations, and it's just like he has management. He's always had higher management positions, but he's like, no, I'm on vacation. I took a couple of days off and the phone is off. And I was like, how do you do that? Which I give him a lot of credit for. And he was. And what we did decide to do, because he does use his personal phone for like the news, the weather, he listens to a couple of different, podcasts himself, but we did commit to each other for this little weekend getaway that when we were sitting at the restaurant or just sitting together, wherever we were, that, let's put the phones away. Just keep the phones in case the kids called. They're grown adults, but in case the kids, because we both, whether you have gone through breast cancer and you're healing, or any other type of cancer, or even a life-altering situation, or just life in general, the stress and the traumas that we all have gone through, we all need to just say, all right, we need to play, have fun, and rest, without a doubt.
Yes, and I couldn't agree more. And what was, I guess, when I think about the vacations or the getaways that I've been on, especially since this wake-up call of breast cancer, where I know and I've learned I need this downtime. I need it to heal. And I feel like when I am away from the expectations and responsibilities of home, I'm not being pulled to be productive, my whole 4 Ps, right? I'm not being pulled to be productive, to do the laundry, to unpack the dishwasher, to go out and pick weeds or whatever it is. I also feel like it's me giving myself permission, but it's also, I have to give myself permission because the people around me are expecting that I will be there to be present and to be relaxing as well.
Right.
And so, and I think about too, the play thing. I had so much fun being silly this last weekend with my daughter-in-law, because we actually went to a few different bars on their little, their side-by-side 4-wheeler on steroids, drove a bunch of back roads, spontaneously ended up at one of my girlfriend's cabins and did a quick tool around their lake, and then got back in, went to another bar. The boys went home. My hubby and my son went home or went back to the cabin to pass out at like 11 o'clock. Natalie and I stayed out till 2 a.m. That is like, my body doesn't do that anymore.
Right.
And we walked back, and then 2 a.m. wasn't late enough. We stayed up till after 3, singing every song in her favorite playlist. And it was such a blast. It was so refreshing. It was something that, I just don't give myself permission to really do or think about anymore.
It's true, because, my biggest thing was always feeling guilty about taking that time to play.
Yes.
And the fear of everybody just sitting there judging me for doing it, and here I am in Disney. I'm in Epcot with my husband, and my poor husband, I can keep going and going and going. I said, because I'm here for 1 day in Epcot, and I had a half a day in Animal Kingdom. And I'm like, no, I got to see everything. I am staying in this park, and I am watching the fireworks at night. So from 10 o'clock in the morning to like 9:30 at night.
Oh, wow.
And unfortunately, it's very hot. It's the summertime here in Florida. And, he was a trooper, but I was just like, I need to do this. I don't want to miss out on anything. So here I am, like that little kid tugging at daddy's, shirt. Let's go. Let's do this. Let's do that.
Well, I love that you did that. I would be that way in Disney, because I love Disney as well. And I'm so glad you pushed Bobby to keep kind of.
Yeah, we did leave
there.
We did leave the park to cool down, take nice cold showers, have dinner, and come back for the fireworks. But, we really truly just enjoyed each other, took the time out from work, and we just played like kids.
I love that. Well, and I will say, when I am taking that downtime, I notice more. Like, just whether sitting on the patio at their cabin, just kind of looking out, watching the dogs play, watching the neighbors, looking at I love being in nature, but I notice more. I notice more sounds. I notice more things going on. I'm more interested in what's going on. And so I love that noticing when you are just being present versus in the context of a busy day where you're just trying to quick go take a 5-minute break on the deck or whatever. You know what I mean? It's just a much different experience.
Right. Because we actually noticed that too. I was noticing the chuckles and the laughter of the kids in Disney. And then I started chuckling and my husband was like, okay, there's the 5-year-old.
And you're like,
yep.
Yep.
But it's amazing. This is another one of those things that we're really good at. We're like advising others to do this. We do this both in our businesses, with our clients. But there's times on how do we take responsibility and take the time for ourselves. This really does serve our healing. And it's good for the mind, body, and of course the soul. And we've talked about this in many of our episodes about the mind, body, and soul.
Yes.
Yes. It's we need to practice this.
I love that you said that, the practicing of it, right? Just practicing. Yes. And it can be anything from get away for a half day, a day, a little weekend like we just did, or plan the vacation further out. Right. And just get it on the calendar and make the commitment to get yourself away.
Mm-hmm. So absolutely.
And so let's ask our listeners, we would love to hear from you. What are some of your favorite ways to give yourself that time to find play, to find rest, to find replenishment and reconnect, whether it's with yourself or your significant other or your kids? What are some of your favorite ways? Let us know. And I will have to say too that we all know, and this topic falls squarely in there, we heal inside and out.
Thank you for joining us. We hope you found value in today's episode.
And remember to share your real and raw insights with us by going to healinsideandout.com, where you can also find additional information and resources.